Frick. Oh gosh, let's get started, guys. Let us get this started. My mind is not in the right place right now, but that won't stop me from giving you guys a taste of what's to come in this channel. I promise I won't do just unboxing videos. Promised. And I'm delivering on that, but of course, you may know there's a epidemic, pandemic, crisis, virus, sickness going around in the entire globe that has prevented me from doing certain tasks and activities that would progress my channel to a higher plane of existence than it is now. And before we get to this test, I just want to say there's a few things I want to address regarding OBS. Oh boy, was it a headache. I stayed up until 2 just to get this properly set up. When I first started recording with OBS, I tried to capture the display using the video capture device instead of the display capture, and it ended up making my footage janky, very cutty, not good. So I did my research sufficiently and I found out that there are 2 captures you can do, but I prefer the display capture over the game capture. But I found out that it won't work if the settings are at default. What you want to do is set it to power saving mode so it enables the display capture. I have no idea how it works. It's probably my laptop. I heard it works with some laptops and completely does not with others, so I'm in the others category, unfortunately. But without further ado, let's start, shall we? Starting things off, videos planned. I have videos planned, of course. As you can see, that my behind the scenes. There's a lot of footage that I'm using for my next review of the microphone that I'm gonna use in the future. Having some trouble with it, especially with the sound card. I hope it gets resolved by the end of this month, before the epidemic is resolved, because you'll see. As you can see, yeah, I have stored my banners and my thumbnails in here. For foreseeable future videos I have planned. As you can see, they're a bit tongue-in-cheek. I'll give you a sneak peek of this microphone's minus B-Stars 1-2 Hilux video. I'm excited about that because it's easy to do. Don't need to do much testing on it. Next up, let's play some Half-Life, shall we? But not the main game, or the second one, or Black Mesa, or Alex. Let's play a little demo that was bundled in with Half-Life 2 called Lost Coast. Start a new game, shall we? Start new game. I have not played this yet. I fooled around a bit in the settings and see if my laptop can handle it. Runs smoothly on mine. Let's turn the commentary on. Gordon just wakes up in the middle of the beach with literally 8 sets of weapons. They're both. Hell yeah. I'm familiar with the franchise. I'm just not spoiled story or whatever. Okay. I know that there's like something in the water that eats you up, some stupid thing like that. Alright, indestructible wooden box. Let's actually pull up a more practical weapon. Not saying the gravity gun is practical or anything. But it's a very specific use case. What's this?
Hi, this is Gabe Newell, and welcome to the Lost Coast.
Hi!
In this tour, we're going to be talking about a new graphics technology we've been developing called High Dynamic Range, or HDR. We'll also be giving you some insight into the design and production challenges we faced during the construction of the Lost Coast. First, a quick explanation of the commentary system. To listen to a commentary node, put your crosshair over the floating commentary symbol and press your use key. To stop the commentary, put your crosshair over the rotating node and press your use key again. Some commentary nodes may take control of the game for the purpose of showing something to you. In these cases, simply pressing your use key will stop the commentary.
Thanks for telling me, Gabe. Whoa.
With conventional rendering, seen here on the left, if something on the screen is 20% reflective, like the wet sand, then the maximum reflected brightness could only be 20% of the maximum brightness of your monitor. HDR's more accurate simulation of light ensures that the sun's reflection on this wet sand appears as it would in the real world, which could potentially use 100% of the maximum monitor brightness.
But pretty interesting stuff.
HDR uses bloom to simulate light that is beyond 100% of the monitor's maximum brightness.
Do I? Let me check. My laptop isn't capable of it, but in-game it's enabled because I can have this.
The process of building characters in Half-Life 2 taught us many things. By the end, we believed we'd figured out a more effective process for designing and constructing characters. This fisherman is the first character we built using that process. Design-wise, the fisherman was focused on showcasing HDR and the way light falls on human skin. The highlights on his forehead and nose are good examples of specularity on human skin. You can see how the wrinkles on his cheeks and around his eyes are an example of how we can use normal maps to add depth. Production-wise, the fisherman was built using a similar process to the rocks you saw on the beach. We model the 3D character at a very high detail, then extract much of the physical information and store it in the textures.
Yeah, for the time. And
Hey,
like, still now, I can still appreciate the detail on it.
Wait a minute now, aren't you? You are. You're that scientist chap.
Yes,
Friedman.
scientist.
Fishman. Am I right?
Fish. Yeah.
You must be here to take on the Combine. Not sure what one man can do, but no other reason to visit St. Olga at a time like this. I'll take you to where they made their base, or as far as I can, at any rate.
Come on. Let's get a move on.
Water presents us with a lot of rendering challenges. In fact, we have...
What did you say, old man? Oh, I missed
Water
it.
presents us with a lot of rendering challenges. In fact, we have to render the scene 3 times. Once for the refraction of what's under the water, once for the reflection of everything above the water, and once from the player's view. You can see the reflection and refraction scenes in the 2 small windows on screen. In the refraction, we calculate per pixel how much water you're looking through to do a volumetric underwater fog to simulate particulate matter. For our full HDR solution, we had to go through the entire engine and modify every bit of code that calculated light and color. For example, these water reflection and refraction renderings had to be improved to support the full range of contrast values.
It's very beautiful.
Got the key right here. There we go. Get along now, laddie. Destroy that gun and no dawdling.
Ooh, right. What was I saying? Ah, yes. It's really entertaining to hear these little notes.
There's a path up the cliff. Step lightly now.
What was I saying? Yes!
Get going.
Fucking hell! Doing my business. You're just sitting there in your little shed. You're not even doing anything, you little cunt.
No, laddie. Destroy that gun and no dawdling.
Anyway, as I was saying, the notes are very interesting. They're not only informative, but they're also like a time capsule. like, giving you an insight to what was considered very, very technologically advanced, I presume. Oh. Anyway, looks like there's a little path, and that leads to nothing. Brilliant. Alright, okay. Oh my god. I see you. Use this. Something tells me I can blow that up. Can. There we go. Try getting through here now, bitch. Is it coming from the tower? Ugh. Hate to be them. Okay, I'm getting a hand of it scrolling.
The area you're currently entering is called the Cliffside Arena. We were particularly happy with the vertical cliffside in Half-Life 1, and regretted that we didn't iterate further on that concept in Half-Life 2. Vertical space allows us to force the player to deal with threats from above and below. We find that players focus their view on the direction they're travelling, so by using a cliffside and having the player ascend it, we ensure that the player will look up and be prepared for enemies. If the player's path was to move past the bottom of the cliffside, it would be unlikely he would notice soldiers rappelling down from above. And dying from unknown threats never feels fair, and certainly isn't fun.
Of course. Glad they know. I'm glad as game developers they... Anyone else? Alright. Yeah. Let's go check this part first. Oh my god, hey, come on man, not cool, not cool! I'm trying to test out the little intricacies of your euphoric, you know. That's not nice, that's not nice at all. Come here. Yeah. Alright. That's what you get. Okay, I think the I think the coast is clear now. Let's go back. Gosh damn.
only got two left. What the frick? Did I save?
Soon. Soon.